I think one area that families find very difficult, and indeed staff, is intimacy when somebody starts to perhaps form a relationship with another resident living in the home. And we're not a society that talks about our intimate situations and things that give us joy and pleasure. And so when somebody who lives in our care home starts to be very open about friendships and wanting to form a closer bond with somebody, it can be quite uncomfortable for the family member. And I think we can help that by actually ensuring that they can continue to have the relationship with their husband or wife, their partner, in our homes, that we do give them that time away, that we do recognise that that's still important in people's lives, no matter what their age or where they might be in their health journey.
There is a taboo definitely around sexuality and intimate relationships. I think people don't always recognise that just because people are getting older that they still need that level of comfort.
Yes. Yeah. And it is about comfort and security and love. Yeah. It is complex, and it's not an easy situation for families to comfortably talk about.
And I think there's a really good point there in terms of this isn't just men who do this.
No.
So when we look at the demographic of our resident population, it's not unusual for a lady to do that. No, and we're seeing gender differences. So anybody can have sexual feelings or a need for sexual comfort.
Absolutely. And we have to consider that, you know, the residents that we have in our homes are vulnerable, and we have a duty of care to ensure that they receive the best of everything. And so we need to consider what it is that, why are they looking for that need? How can we fulfill that need in other ways, with their wife coming in, their partner coming in? Are we providing them the opportunity to be together? Are we providing an opportunity for them to share a bed together overnight as they would have done? And actually it is, as you say, it's a natural thing. It doesn't just get switched off when you reach a certain age or you have certain health conditions. It's an important part of people's lives.
It's a very human thing, isn't it, to build a relationship. We don't normally spend our lives as an island, as an individual. We like to be in a partnership arrangement.
When she came to Montford Manor, she definitely was very animated when any male carers were there, or one of the entertainers came in. She would be very much wanting them to come to her, and she was very she wouldn't really take too much notice of the girls, but if it was a male, then she would be, oh, you know, and she'd sort of be very interested, which we used to say, oh, was that what Mum was really like? You know, mate, but we actually realised, no, it's the dementia. But we did think, oh, was she a bit like that when she was younger? But I don't think so. But it just makes you question things. You know?
Sometimes we look back and think, were we a bit flirtatious?
Yes.
And I think pretty much all of us have looked in the mirror as we've aged and thought, who is that woman? And so
yes.
No, some of the people that we care for still look in the mirror and think that's not them.
Yes.
That they're still a lot younger.
Yes.
And they still have needs for comfort, for a relationship.
Yes.
That perhaps we're not always aware of. People tend to age,
Yes.
and we believe that they're old and they perhaps don't need that level of relationship, but actually that comfort,
Yes.
that sense of security is absolutely required. We see people with sexualised behaviours on a fairly regular basis. And part of that is about how do we support that person to meet their needs.
It's about us, as with the families, working together and being very open about the changes. And it's about what gives your mum, your loved one, comfort and security. Are there other ways that we can help them have that comfort that they're seeking? And a hug, a handhold can go a long way.
Yes, definitely.
It's very important. Mum's the same. Physical contact, a hug and a kiss, and it's indiscriminate as to who will give that to her. She loves people just being physical around her.